The biggest World Cup song in history wasn't written by the superstar who sang it. It was written by a group of soldiers, real soldiers, in Cameroon in 1986. They got almost nothing. She got billions of views. And that's not even the strangest secret hiding inside these anthems. Today, we go decade by decade and expose the truth behind every major World Cup song. Let's go. But first, a promise. Keep one question in your head the whole time. Who does the song actually belong to? The star? The host country? Or the fans? Because that single question flips this entire story on its head. And by the end, you'll never hear a World Cup anthem the same way again. The forgotten start. Let's rewind to the start. Here's the first shock. For decades, there was no official song at all. The earliest tournament tunes, like Chile's Rock Track in 1962 and England's World Cup Willie in 1966, were tiny local novelties. Cute, forgettable, gone. Nobody had figured out that a song could be a weapon. Then 1990 changed everything, and it happened completely by accident. Italy hosted, and FIFA put out a polished official ballad. But the song that actually defined that summer wasn't FIFA's at all. A British TV channel needed background music, so they grabbed an old opera piece, Nessun Dorma, sung by Pavarotti. Here's the clue. That opera builds slowly, then explodes into a massive emotional peak, exactly like a football match crawling toward a last-minute goal. It fits so perfectly, it's still the sound of the World Cup today. So the most iconic early anthem wasn't chosen by FIFA. It was a lucky accident. Remember that, because control is about to slip out of FIFA's hands again and again. 1998, the formula. FIFA noticed the power of that accident and got greedy. From 1998 in France, they went full pop star. Ricky Martin's The Cup of Life was loud, huge, and unforgettable. It didn't just sell the tournament. It launched a global superstar and helped ignite the entire Latin pop explosion of that era. So now, the formula was set. Grab a massive name, make a massive song. Simple, right? But that formula was about to create the biggest, most beautiful, and most controversial anthem of all time. 2010, The Secret, South Africa, Shakira's Waka Waka. On the surface, a perfect triumph. It became the best-selling World Cup song ever, with billions of views. But here's the secret we opened with. That unforgettable chorus wasn't new. It came from Zangalewa, a 1986 song by a Cameroonian band called Golden Sounds, made up of actual presidential guard soldiers. The original was a marching song, mocking greedy officers, sung by troops for decades. When Waka Waka first dropped, they weren't even credited. After a global outcry, Shakira and Sony settled out of court and finally credited the original writers. So now, answer our question. Who did that song really belong to? And it gets deeper. South Africans were also angry that a Colombian star, not a local African artist, was chosen to sing their country's anthem. So the biggest World Cup song ever is also the one with the most tangled ownership. Beautiful on top, complicated underneath. And here's the honest twist. That messy, borrowed, deeply African origin is probably exactly why it worked. It sounded real because it was real. The rule breaks. That gives us the golden rule for everything after. A song has to be rooted in something real to survive. Now watch FIFA forget that rule completely. 2014, Brazil. They picked Pitbull and Jennifer Lopez for We Are One, two of the biggest names on earth. But Brazilians complained it didn't sound remotely Brazilian. It was a generic club track with a flag painted on it. It vanished fast. Then, 2018, Russia. FIFA hired Will Smith, an enormous star. And be honest, can you hum a single second of it right now? Almost nobody can. Here's the lesson landing hard. When a song has no real roots, star power can't save it. Fame is not the same as soul. 2022, the fans win. And then, the fans took over. 2022, Qatar. FIFA released a whole album of official songs, and you've likely forgotten everyone. Because the real anthem of that World Cup wasn't made by FIFA at all. Argentina's fans adopted an old song, turned it into a chant called Muchachos, and roared it through the streets as their team lifted the trophy. A homemade fan song crushed millions of dollars of official production. That's the answer to our question, screamed out loud. The song belongs to the fans. It always did. 2026, the safe bet. Which brings us to 2026. And FIFA made the safest bet imaginable. They brought Shakira back a second time, now with Burna Boy, for a song called Dai Dai. No artist has ever led two official World Cup songs before, so it's history on paper. But critics are already split. Is it a smart return of a proven queen? Or is FIFA just trying to bottle lightning twice, chasing a Waka Waka magic that came from something they never actually controlled? The real conclusion. So here's the real, honest conclusion. This whole timeline forces on us. Look at what we actually remember. An accidental opera. A borrowed soldier's song. A fan chant from the streets. The moments that lasted were never the ones FIFA manufactured with the biggest budgets and the biggest names. They were the ones with a real human story underneath. You cannot buy a moment. You cannot force a memory. You can only stumble into one, or let the fans hand you one. So that's the hidden truth behind the World Cup anthem. Now I want your verdict, and let's fight it out below. Forget what's official. What is the single greatest World Cup song ever made? And be brutally honest. Can anything ever truly top Waka Waka? Drop your pick in the comments, defend it to the death, and subscribe, because the best stories in football are the ones hiding just under the surface.